Sometimes winning brings out the entitlement out of people, and today's Reddit story is no exception. It's from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? And it's titled, Am I the A-hole for telling my sister-in-law my father-in-law doesn't owe her a house? Ooh. When my husband and I got married, his parents, divorced but still best friends, bought us a house as a wedding gift. I think it's relevant to mention that my husband and I have been together since high school and his parents are good friends of my family. My father-in-law has been remarried since my husband, Lee, was in middle school and his new wife, let's call her Patty, brought along a daughter Lee's age into the marriage. I'll call my sister-in-law Eli for simplicity's sake. Eli had always had an involved dad and doesn't have a father-daughter relationship with father-in-law. Her dad is well off, but has 5 other kids. So he's not able to be as generous as my father-in-law is with Lee, who's an only child. Eli is getting married in a month, and she came over out of the blue yesterday to rant because she found out that father-in-law isn't buying her and her fiance, Dora, a house as a wedding gift. Lee and I listened to her and Dora rant, but Lee got upset and excused himself after Dora started suggesting that father-in-law might be homophobic. I told them plainly that they were being ungrateful because father-in-law is covering their 2-month-long honeymoon expenses and paying for a portion of their wedding. He only did the latter for Lee and me. I also add that father-in-law and mother-in-law pay for the house together, so it wasn't all him. And Patty didn't contribute at all, despite being Lee's stepmom. But that's not relevant, I guess. Dora and Eli both got mad at me and said I was defending a bigot and stormed out. Since then, I've been asked not to come to the wedding. Patty sided with Eli and is now not on good terms with father-in-law, who's upset and feels like his contributions aren't being appreciated. So, am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law that she's not owed a house? Interesting. Before I go into the OP's edit, my initial opinion is this. Eli, you are way too entitled and crazy to expect father-in-law to buy you and your significant other a house. Seriously, you have your own father that you can go and ask. Your mother didn't contribute to OP's, house buying thing. Seriously, Eli, what makes you think that father-in-law was gonna go outright and buy you a house? The only relationship that you have is by marriage. Your mom is married to the father-in-law, okay? And it's also mentioned in the post that you don't have a father and daughter relationship. So the entitlement to think that you are going to get a house from such a generous gift from father-in-law is insane. Are you serious? Like, what makes you think that that's gonna happen? And you think it's unfair and you want to rant about that? Seriously? You need to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Like, what have you done to even justify that? And if you truly wanted a house and stuff, save up by yourself. I'm sure that, if you truly wanted that, you should really be asking your mother for it. Your mom and your biological dad to help out. Just like how OP's, in-laws have done. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This entitlement is just off the scale to me. Anyways, let's get into the edit. OP's edit says, forgot to add, Eli and Dora have only been together for 1.5 years. They decide to get engaged spontaneously at Patty's Thanksgiving dinner. Father-in-law disapproves of Dora's profession. She's a stripper, but has never outwardly shown it. I wasn't sure if it was relevant to bring up their past, but based on few comments that I think it is. Eli and Dora's relationship started when they met at Dora's job. The 1.5 years have been more of a sugar mommy baby dynamic, but Eli has expressed that it's serious. Father-in-law and I are close, and he proudly told Lee and me that he doesn't think they're in it for the long run. Okay, now that just adds more like craziness to this. You've only known this other person for 1.5 years. Really, Eli? You seriously think that you truly know Dora that well to get engaged and have a house together? Seriously? And hey, nothing wrong with being a stripper. You do you, okay? And if she's really good at her job, you'll have no problem making the money back. You should not have to rely on anyone financially for that. Oh my god, I just cannot believe this. Anyways, let's see what some of the commenters have to say about this. First commenter says, honestly, if she's any good at stripping, she should be able to get them a house quickly. I completely agree. That's what I said. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. Eli is being rather bold with her expectation. It's pure laziness to equate father-in-law not buying them a house to him being a homophobic. Especially when he's already going above and beyond by paying for an extravagant honeymoon and wedding expenses. Perhaps he should withdraw his support entirely. You know what? Come to think of it, you're right, a commenter. He is going way above and beyond for Eli and Dora. He's paying for a 2-month-long honeymoon. Who does that? And also paying for part of the wedding? Wow, that's a lot of money to be dropping down to. Another commenter says, I would withdraw any gifts if my daughter-in-law demanded a house. Exactly. That's just crazy. I'll be like, no, I don't think so. Forget it. You either take this or forget it. Since you seem like you don't appreciate it, you can forget any financial help or anything from me. I would be so mad. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. Eli and Dora are off the rockers. Sounds like father-in-law is very generous in general, and I can imagine how hurt he must feel that they are so unappreciative. It is your business because Eli included you in it. You've been uninvited, so accept that with grace and move on. You haven't done anything wrong. Nobody is owed a house. You're lucky you got one, and it was very generous of both mother-in-law and father-in-law. Patty should realize that she didn't help out with buying her stepson a house. Why would she expect her husband to buy his stepdaughter a house solo, which isn't even what he did, as he went in with the other parent for his own son? Exactly. Now, Patty, really, to expect your husband alone to help buy a house for your daughter is unbelievable. Like, seriously, if you want that to happen, then you also contribute to it. So now, then you have 3 parents. You have bio dad to help, you have Patty, and then you have maybe father-in-law might contribute a little bit if he chooses to. But it sounds like he already contribute financially quite a bit already since he's paying for that honeymoon and part of the wedding. Anyways, what do you guys think of the situation? Do you think that the OP was wrong or mean by calling out her sister-in-law by saying that she's just an a-hole for expecting a house from father-in-law? Or do you think, she should stand up and defend her father-in-law, and she should bring up the point of the house is a different situation between her situation, OP, and Eli's situation. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.